My name is Laura, my chinchilla's name is Stitch, and oh, she's licking me. And today, I'm here with our baby Lola and her mama Ginger. Oh, okay. And today I'm going to explain to you how to care for your baby bunnies. Because it takes about 1 month for them to have babies, and then they'll usually have anywhere between like 1 and 15, but usually it's like 6 to 10. Usually it's 6 to 10. She only had one baby because she's a little bit older. Ooh, this is gonna be her very last litter probably. And well, Lola's doing pretty good. So once she gets to about 3 weeks pregnant, you're gonna want to put a litter box into their cage so that the mama can make a nest with her fur and some newspaper or straw that you could put in there and some hay. You'll notice that a few days before she has her babies, she'll take up hay and she'll put like a whole entire bundle into their mouth. It looks so adorable and so cute, and they look so weird, but it's so funny. She just keeps licking me, don't you, Lola? You're adorable. You're going to want to monitor the mama all throughout the pregnancy. Make sure that she's eating alfalfa hay because it has mostly protein and like they need a lot of nutrients when they're having babies. Okay then. And then the babies, up until like a couple months old or so, they're going to be wanting eating alfalfa hay too. It's best not to give them Timothy or Orchard or anything during this time. Pregnant mamas and babies need alfalfa. So, the mama is gonna be taking care of them for the most part. Sometimes you'll have a really protective mother that like is like, "Hey, where are you taking my babies?" as soon as like you touch them or anything. And speaking of touching them, it's best not to touch them for a couple days after they're born. I mean, you can, but it's best not to hold them too incredibly much on the first couple days just because, you know, they're newborns. But, yeah. And then after about maybe 2 weeks or so, they'll open their eyes, their ears will be up, they'll be hopping out of the nest. But they aren't weaned. They can't leave their mother until at least 6 weeks of age. It's best not to, like if you're selling them, if you're selling your litter, like especially if it's an accidental litter, then you don't want to sell them until after 6 weeks of age, maybe even 8 weeks or something like that, because you don't want them to leave their mother too soon, because mothers are important. Aren't you, Ginger? You little teeth chattering rabbit. Ooh, careful. Bunnies, they need their nesting box at around 3 weeks. They'll build their own nest, but you gotta provide them with materials. Hay or straw or newspaper, and then they'll pull out their fur. Mamas will do that. So they'll make their nest, and then they'll have their babies, and then make sure you give them alfalfa hay. And always be checking up on them. They'll be born about that big, they'll be pink, usually they don't have hair, and that's about the right age for them to be born. If they're like super tiny, then they might not make it. Baby lion heads are like so cute. I mean, look at her beautiful mane. She's really filling out, and she's only like, what, like 2 months or 3 months old now? Yeah, and then once the bunnies get to about 6 months, which is like, you know, their maturity, they're ready to mate, you're going to want to, well, probably before then actually, probably around 4 months, you're going to want to check and make sure, see who's boys and girls, and you're going to want to separate them, because you don't want like 10 litters of babies. That would be awful. You're gonna have like 400 rabbits. Alright, always make sure that they have water in their cage, but I mean that's a pretty obvious one. Like, don't be worried if at like about a week or so old they start like hopping out of the nest. even though they're like not supposed to, they can and they will. Bunnies are very bouncy creatures. They like hopping things, hopping places. If you can't tell by their ginormous hind feet. Ain't she pretty? Oh! I see you finally woke up, Mama. Yeah, this is Ginger. She's a really good mama. She was very protective of Lola. Like, we would take her out of her cage and she would just be like, hey, where are you taking my baby? Once they're a couple months old, you can switch them back to Timothy hay. But once they're babies and when the mama is pregnant, they need alfalfa. They need it. It is a necessity. I mean, water bottles are always not the best, I guess, because they can, like, lead to dehydration if they get clogged or anything, if you're not checking them constantly. So, I just get them a bowl. We had bowls. The babies were fine for water. And then for pellets, you can feed the mother a little bit of extra pellets because, you know, she's, you know, producing milk for like a whole bunch of babies. So she needs lots of energy. Yeah. And it's best not to hold the mother when she's heavily pregnant, like too much, because you don't want to hurt the babies inside of her. Oh, I should probably show you guys a picture of a nesting box. Oh yeah, you can make your own nesting box, so you don't have to spend like $10 at the store. You can use like a cardboard box, and then just... Where are you going? You can just take a nice cardboard box, probably about like this big, like from here to like, you know, here. And then make sure that on one side is open, but like the side is up like this big, so it's like that. I'll show you guys a nesting box. Hope you guys had fun seeing baby bunnies and her beautiful mother. Lola, say bye. She's like, no, I'm gonna escape.